it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Time for What You Got Wednesday. I want to remind you first, though, about the Hercules Hero of the Week. Nominate the sports volunteer you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit your nomination at kslsports.com/contest and listen every Thursday to JJ and Alex for the winner. Help us celebrate the efforts of those volunteers making an impact with the Hercules Hero of the Week, sponsored by Hercules Credit Union. All right. What You Got Wednesday? If you're new to the show, Ben and I every Wednesday go head-to-head on 2 5-selection drafts, one sports-related and one not. And then we put it out for a vote. Ben, you were not here last week, and Jeremiah filled in on this segment. And JJ beat me in both categories, which is ridiculous in both categories.
You guys did Best Wyoming people?
I obviously won both.
Why did you do Best Wyoming people? What was the
Jeremiah's from
genesis?
Wyoming.
Oh, okay. Why do you think he was a Denver guy? I didn't know he was born in Wyoming. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Star Valley.
He was born to
How
be
do
a
you
star.
not know this? He's a
Born to be a star.
darn
Makes sense.
celebrity.
All right.
But anyway, Jeremiah beat me in both. So what do you want to do for...
You're up, brother. You lost both. You get the number 1 overall pick.
That's not fair. He's like a big celebrity.
Take him. I want you to go first.
Well, I'm going to lose in the sports one.
Okay. I only have 6 options, but I think it's wide enough that we're not going to have a lot of crossover.
All right. So what's our sports-related draft?
Our sports draft today, in honor of the Jazz releasing their new uniforms, we're going to go with best uniforms in sports.
Of any sport.
Any sport.
Of all time.
Any sport, anytime, best ones.
See, this is going to get wacky because we all have different tastes, right?
Right.
But what I think the actual answer is, maybe you'll debate, but I think there's one number 1 to me.
Okay, I think there is 2. I'm guessing we're not going to draft the same one, though.
The Carolina Blue Tar Heels.
Okay. It's not what I had number 1.
Really? I think
it's
by far the best uniform in sports.
I love it. I love that color. I know a lot of people don't like sky blue as a jersey color. I know that's North Carolina blue. It's not sky blue. I'm with you. It's awesome. It has it brings a seriousness to whatever it is. Like there's an authority to that jersey. You put that jersey on, you're a somebody.
How many teams in college basketball do you actually know by the color? Like you don't look at the name on the uniform, but you see the color and you know North Carolina's playing. Like there are other Duke navy blue or whatever that is. There's tons of those. There's tons of red and white. There's tons of whatever. Royal blue. What team in college basketball other than North Carolina do you actually know automatically as soon as you turn it on?
I think you're dead on.
All right. Anyway, number 1 pick, North Carolina.
It's a very good pick. It's a great pick. I'm going to go with the obvious one, which I think is the most obvious, but it is classic. It's cool. It still looks good. It's aged perfectly.
Don't do it.
Yankees pinstripes. It's a great jersey. It's an awesome jersey. The logo helps, but we're not drafting logos, but it's an awesome logo. The blue hats, it's just a perfect jersey. It's exactly right. They nailed it. And it's been cool since Babe Ruth wore it, and it still looks good on Aaron Judge. It's been cool forever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not taking a New York thing. You could have the Mets, you can have the Islanders, you can have all those. You can have the Knicks. I don't want any of it. I'm going to go with, and this is also the Skyline Eagle in me, but the Notre Dame blue and gold.
Iconic. Super iconic. I don't love the color, actually, but it's iconic. So if you were to do most iconic jerseys, you're 2 for 2. But I don't love the look, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm going to go cartoony quickly, but I think this jersey holds up. I'm going to go with the Vince Carter era Toronto Raptors Raptor jersey. The one that has the actual dinosaur on the front. It was goofy. Again, Raptors have nothing to do with Toronto at all, other than Jurassic Park had recently come out when it was an expansion franchise. But those ruled. Those were great.
All right. I'm just going to go simple. I am kind of going more the iconic, but I feel like that's what's going to get me votes. Okay. Probably not, but I'm going to go with the traditional Detroit Tigers jersey.
Oh, the Tigers?
With the D.
The D, yeah. It's a great, what is that, Old English or whatever they call that letterhead? It's awesome.
Been the same since,
The
the Georgia Peach was running the bases.
It's awesome. You're right. That's a very good jersey. Good color scheme. Easy.
The whole thing.
Whole thing.
If the Tigers were actually good once in a while,
It's been a while.
it'd be more iconic.
It's been a while.
Well, what's his name won the Triple Crown?
Pudge? Not Pudge.
No.
The other Rodriguez.
No,
Rodriguez?
it's not that either.
What's his name? He was their catcher.
Miguel.
Though, right? Miguel
no,
Cabrera.
Cabrera.
Yeah, Milky.
Hey, he's not a catcher. But yeah.
No, with first baseman. See, I'm all over the place. Excuse me. Great jersey. They lost Verlander. It all went downhill. All right, give me the Clark Griswold Chicago Blackhawks jersey that he wears in Christmas Vacation.
All right.
It's a great logo. I know it's probably controversial because it depicts a Native American. It's a great jersey. It just looks awesome. The color scheme is awesome. They still wear it. I don't know how long they're going to wear it, but I love the Chicago Blackhawks hockey sweater.
You might call this pandering, and maybe it is, but I'm going with the Jazz Note Mardi Gras color. I'm like not the original because I know we saw all those versions for the 50s,
Purple
but
or
the
white?
the white.
The white one.
The white one.
The home one. I think that's
The
the best
home
jersey the
one,
Jazz have ever worn. I'm
I do
totally
too.
with you. With the purple logo,
It's
rules.
super unique. The J in the note is super unique.
With
I
the-
actually think it is cool that they kept the name even though it's in Utah.
I'm completely with you.
I'm going to go with that.
We were talking to designers yesterday from the Jazz, kind of talking about what they were doing this year and what their plan was. And one of the things they said, they actually brought in a national guy who'd done some other, big time sports logos, and he was talking about the Jazz having two of the best uniforms he's ever seen. He talked about the original Mountain jersey and the that Mardi Gras look. It's so iconic, it's so classic, it is such a good look, and it is completely unique. You know it immediately, and it brings memories back even for people not in Utah. So it's a great jersey. I'm with you. I'm gonna go with, unfortunately, going up against some of those jerseys. I think it's one of the best NBA jerseys of all time, the red Chicago Bulls jersey. It's just classic. And maybe it's because Michael was so good in them that we remember it that way, but with the bull on the front, it's very cool.
All right, now this one I actually think is probably the number one answer, but it is going to get me 0 votes, but I feel like I have to draft it anyway. The Creamsicle Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's great.
And I actually love the logo, but we're not drafting logos. The pirate with like the knife in his mouth.
The Buccaneer.
Just incredible. But I'm going with how did you settle on Creamsicle?
Yeah, weird.
How did
We're going orange and white.
I mean, speaking of the Jazz going highlighter yellow, who looked at the Creamsicle and was like, get me that? But yet, you know exactly what team I'm talking about, what era.
Totally with you. What pick is this, Christian?
This is your final pick.
This is my final pick. That was Jake's final pick. All right, I'm going to go with the LaDainian Tomlinson baby blue with the Charger
Chargers,
bolt.
yeah.
Those were awesome. The helmets were awesome. The white helmet with the yellow bolt and the baby blue jerseys, those were
I agree.
so cool. Because LaDainian was unreal. So those were awesome.
All right.
Recap quickly.
This is a good one, guys. Jake, you had the number 1 overall pick. You went the North Carolina Tar Heels Carolina Blue, Notre Dame Blue and Gold, Detroit Tigers D jerseys, the Mardi Gras Jazz jerseys, and the Tampa Bay Creamsicles. Ben, you went New York Yankees pinstripes, Toronto Raptors Dino jerseys, the Blackhawks Clark Griswold jersey, Chicago Bulls red jerseys, and the Chargers baby blue jerseys.
Back-to-back Chicago teams might have been a mistake. I think you're going to win that one.
I don't know, man. Everybody loves the Yankees for some reason. All right, what is our not sports related topic?
Non-sports topic today is going to be top 5 best Kevin Costner movies.
There's a lot of dogs.
We can only do 5 picks total, not 10 total. We can only do 5 total because there's only 5 good Kevin Costner movies. Yeah, a lot of dogs.
Is there a consensus number 1?
I don't think so, actually. You're going to pick the same one I'm going to pick.
I doubt it.
But
Really?
Like, historically, I think people would not say there's a... Oh, no, historically, I think there's probably all over the board. I think there's a couple of different options.
I'm going to go with the one he won Best Picture for as a director. The Dances with Wolves, and a movie I genuinely like.
That's the one I think most people would take.
Although I think it's a little weird. He's got like a 90s mullet in
It's a whole...
1860s Western United
Kevin
States.
Costner Look at Me movie. The
Oh,
whole
for
thing,
sure.
he directed it.
Yeah.
He stars in it. It's 4 hours long. It's Kevin Costner just being awesome
Being Kevin
in
Costner.
the Wild West.
Yeah.
It just rules. It is very cool.
Yep.
But it is weird that Kevin Costner's like, hey, I'm the leading man. Watch me be the guy.
Yeah, watch me direct
then he does.
me.
And you won Best Picture
He
or
did.
Best Director. You're right.
Rewarded for it.
And has not directed a good movie since then. All right, I will go with my favorite on my list, though I did have Dances with Wolves. I'm going to go with Field of Dreams.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
I love it.
my favorite of his roles. So cool. It's magical.
It's his best sports movie, in my opinion,
Agreed.
by quite a ways.
Yeah.
All right, you leave this for me. I love The Untouchables.
Okay.
He's Elliot Ness,
he
iconic character in American history.
Yep.
And that was a good movie.
I'm going to go with what you're going to pick next.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm going to steal it from you, and I'm going to take JFK.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's one of his better roles where he's not just being Kevin Costner. Like, he is still Kevin Costner, clearly, in that movie, because all of his movies, he's just Kevin Costner. But it's a little less Kevin Costner-y than some of his roles. Like, he had to play a character, and he does a good job of it.
All right.
He's not JFK, by the way. If you've never
No.
seen the movie,
No.
he does not play Jack Kennedy.
He's the
Prosecutor? Defense attorney?
Uh-huh.
What
no,
is he?
he
Whatever.
was the prosecutor
Yeah.
who was, like, in real life, quite unhinged,
Yeah.
but cast as a
Hero genius.
hero genius in that movie.
Yeah.
Don't they
Not a
combine,
lunatic.
like, 12 different conspiracy theories in one movie or whatever?
It's impeccably well made. If you haven't seen it, and it's got probably the best cast of any movie of all time. And he
It
leads
might,
it. He
actually.
carries it. He leads it. It's unbelievable.
All right, Ben. I loved this movie, but some people did not.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Hidden Figures.
Okay. I think generally well regarded amongst Kevin Costner movies. It's one of the more beloved movies.
It's a great movie. My grandfather worked for NASA and is from Virginia, that part of the country. My dad grew up during that time. So, pretty cool. Hidden Figures.
I will go with... Man, I've got a lot of good ones on the board still. You know I'm going to go super iconic, even though he got acted off the screen in this movie. Give me Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I love that movie.
I do too.
And most people, like, it is campy when you look back at it. And again, having a mullet in, like, the Crusade ages or whatever, you know what I mean?
He
like,
has an accent half the movie and not half the movie.
Yeah, it's
Alan
bizarre.
Rickman runs circles around
Alan
him.
Rickman's great. So is Morgan Freeman.
They all outact him so badly that, like, it's shocking that Kevin Costner was in this movie. And there's some funny backstory about, like, him taking the role and not preparing for it at all and getting there and then being like, Alan Rickman is this unknown person, relatively still at this point, and is just dancing circles around you and you look like an idiot. You've got to figure out how to make this a Kevin Costner movie. It's extremely flawed as a film. Really fun to watch.
Next one for me, Ben. I'm staying in the sport. I'm going into the sports lane, I guess. Tin Cup.
Okay.
One of the better golf movies ever made.
Golf translates to film pretty well.
I don't know
But
how
not
many,
every
other,
good-
how many other good golf movies
There's
are
not
there
a lot of great golf movies, though.
that if it weren't for Will Smith, the Jack Lemmon one was okay.
Is that Bagger Vance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw it.
And don't. Will Smith ruins it like he does pretty much every
Most
movie.
movies.
But yeah, what other good golf movies are out there? Happy Gilmore is not a good movie.
I really like Happy Gilmore. Probably be my top pick. Is this my final pick? Is this 4? Is this 5? 4. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go with a movie you're not going to take, though I do love this movie, and it's my second baseball movie, Bull Durham. I watched it again a couple of months ago. It is great. He's funny in it. It's one of his more adult roles. He's pretty curse in it. It's a great role. It's a very funny movie. I enjoy it. Bull Durham.
Yeah, you're just trolling me on that. Although that will give you, people seem to like that movie, so that will get you votes, I suppose. I don't even remember who he was in this movie, but I remember liking this movie. I'm going to go with Molly's Game.
Okay. I didn't love Molly's Game.
You didn't? I liked Molly's Game. It was an interesting story, based on a true story. I've interviewed Jeremy Bloom before.
Okay. So I have talked to him too as well, actually. Former, played for Colorado?
Played for Colorado and then was an Olympic
Olympian,
skier
and played in the NFL for a minute,
for
right?
a hot second. Yeah, then his sister Molly ran a huge underground poker game. and stayed up for months on time doing meth or something?
Yeah.
You didn't like that movie? I thought it was good.
No, it was fine. It was fine. It's just a little... Didn't quite get there for me. My last pick... You know what? I'm going to go off the rails here. This movie's way better than people give it credit for. It just got bagged on because it was so expensive. Give me Waterworld.
I liked Waterworld.
Waterworld is not as bad as people think it is. It's weird. It's crazy. But Waterworld is very fun.
You
It's
know,
worth
Dennis
revisiting.
Dennis Hopper wasn't even supposed to be in that movie. And he just like weaseled his way in somehow or something
Showed
like
up.
that. And all of a sudden he's like the supervillain. The other one I considered, which I really like, is Open Range. But I don't know if anybody else likes that movie.
Okay.
Any others that you considered? Is there anything we missed?
Draft Day. People
Oh.
like Draft Day.
Dreadful.
Kevin Costner has mostly dogs.
No, the vast majority of his movies are dogs, and
Yeah.
that's one of them.
Yeah.
I liked Wyatt Earp, kind of. But everybody didn't like that because it came out at like the exact same time as Tombstone, and everybody seemed to like Tombstone.
And
better.
Tombstone's very good.
What's his name didn't make a bad Doc Holliday, though.
No, he played the role well. So it's fine. It's fine. It's not Tombstone. But yeah, it's a problem. It's hard to make the lesser of the two movies that come out.
It's very long. Tombstone wraps it up in about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Wyatt Earp, you're there for settle in. It's going to be here a while.
I've never seen Silverado.
I haven't either.
Recap.
Jake, you had the number one pick again. You went Dances with Wolves, The Untouchables, Hidden Figures, Tin Cup, and Molly's Game. Ben, you went Field of Dreams, JFK, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Bull Durham, and Waterworld.
Yeah, Bull Durham might get it for you, but I just refuse to draft that.
Yeah, I know you would. That's why I took
You got it
JFK
late.
ahead of it. I think it's
Yeah.
better than JFK, but I knew it was going to be on the board.
Yeah, JFK and A Bridge Too Far are the best two movies for that 6 Degrees from 7 Kevin Bacon movie game possible.
Yep.
You can like funnel everything through those two movies. That or the third one, Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Has everybody in it.
It does.
Stay tuned. More next. We'll wrap up the show. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.